nature wanted to anchor the quantum experience of the holographic universe, of the fact that everything is connected on a biological level. You know, it would need to thread something all throughout on a biological level of the sentient creatures who are aware of the hologrammatic nature. It's also in the brew of ayahuasca. Ayahuasca on its own, as a vine, can be taken without the DMT component. In the indigenous tribes of the Amazon, though, they don't even really refer to DMT. It's not really sort of in their lexicon. Chacruna is one of the main plants they add, which has DMT, but it's the marriage of the two in the brew, which is just called ayahuasca. So it's already built into the experience from their understanding. And one interesting thing many of the curanderos told me is that many of the Westerners are going down to Peru in search of healing for a physical ailment or emotional things they're going through, but the vast majority of people don't have any of those specific problems, that they've sensed that there's this sort of you know, spiritual disconnect or dis-ease, you know, with people because they are looking to reconnect. But many Westerners are chasing visions. They're chasing that DMT sort of experience or the visionary component. I think because we are so hyper-mediated in 21st century culture, everything's visually driven, and technology and popular culture and media has almost caught up to the interior experience, where we can have movies like Avatar or things like that, which really portray these amazing visceral worlds. And we're hungry for that, because what we're hungry for is the thing that represents. Now, in many of the commentators and the curanderos say, don't get hung up on the visions. It's not about the visions. We shouldn't be chasing those. They're not really the healing thing in itself. They're almost the distraction. They're almost the thing which is loaded. You know, when you're on a plane and you watch a movie to bide time while you're doing the journey, it seems like maybe the medicine itself is giving you this visionary component to keep you busy while the real work is going on. And so, you know, many commentators say, don't get distracted by the visions of DMT. I believe that, you know, if we were to talk about that as a separate component, as a sacrament of its own, it needs to be approached sacredly. It needs to be done with the right intent. And then, as I said, there's many different interfaces and modalities the planet produces to connect to the visionary realm, but don't get stuck on the visionary realm. It's about a deeper experience than that.